crew from that U.S. spy plane, the 24 servicemen and women from the United States Navy, and they will be starting their flight back home here very shortly, we assume. Good evening, friends. I'm Dave Ward.
And I'm Shara Fryer. It was a delicately worded compromise that ended the 11-day standoff with China.
And now those 24 men and women, including one from the Houston area, are coming home because of the very careful use of the words, very sorry.
I know the American people join me in expressing sorrow for the loss of life of a Chinese pilot. Our prayers are with his wife and his child.
And as we just showed you and show you once again, the series of flights to retrieve the 24 Americans is underway at this hour. This is the chartered Continental Airlines jet that arrived on the Chinese island of Hainan, where the crew has been held. They are now boarding that plane, and the plane will be refueled for a return trip to Guam, which will take 5 or 6 hours. The former detainees will then be transferred to military transport and flown to Hawaii for their initial welcome home.
Release of that U.S. air crew is great news for the Katy area family of serviceman Rodney Young. Today, his parents learned that he will be heading home. Eyewitness News reporter Chris Adams was there for their first sit-down interview, and he joins us live now from the newsroom. Chris?
Well, Dave and Shara, the parents of Rodney Young spoke to their son by phone this morning for the first time since this incident began. They say he sounds just fine. The parents, however, have had quite a day.
And this is his room.
Ask Tilda and Fertitta Young what the past 11 days waiting for word about their son Rodney have been like, and this is what you hear.
Gosh, nervous, nerve-wracking, waiting, anxious, just nervous more than anything.
The couple has been planted by the phone since this ordeal began. Because Rodney's position is classified, they didn't realize how risky his military work was until they learned he was being held by the Chinese. You didn't know a great deal about what he did, and explain that.
We knew that he was so happy at whatever it is he was doing, and we just went with that.
This morning, about 5 a.m., they got word he'd be coming home.
Oh, when I see him, I'm just going to hug him so tight. I can't wait to see him. I know it's going to be a long, drawn-out hug and a big kiss.
I just want to say well done.
Now that their son is headed home, what are their feelings toward the government which held their child?
Well, I understand their position.
Remarkably, despite everything that's happened, they say they have no hard feelings against the Chinese.
No, definitely not.
You can't do that.
It's over for you.
That's it. It's over for us. He's coming home. That's it.
I spoke with Mr. Young about an hour ago. He says they're still waiting to find out where they'll be going to be reunited with their son. Reporting live from the newsroom, Chris Adams, 13 Eyewitness News.
And like the other 23 families, the Youngs have been getting support both locally and from around the country. Their neighbors are also waiting anxiously for Rodney's safe return. Yellow ribbons have been scattered around the Katy area for the past week, but all around Houston, people are saying they are just glad this is over.
When they've got the largest population in the world, you'd probably be better off trying to handle it as diplomatically as possible.
Yes, I think they did fine.
I'm satisfied that they're home. I think we did everything we could without causing problems. I'd like to tell those people what we really think of them, but diplomatically I don't think that we would have had any results from that.
Oh, I actually think we should have apologized in the first place and got it over with.
I think we handled it pretty well, yes. The troops are coming home.
The news of this apparent resolution of tension between China and the U.S. was quickly and warmly received in Houston's sizable Chinese community. Bob Boudreau now live in Southwest Houston with more on that story. Bob?
Sure, there's no question that there is a sense of relief and outright joy everywhere that the tension between these two nuclear giants, the Tiger and the Eagle, has eased. But perhaps nowhere outside of Washington and the homes of those who have been detained in this whirlwind of events is that sense of relief and joy more pronounced than it is here.
Work on the Czech network.
Grace Feng is caught between cultures. Her business is rooted in 21st century America. Computer graphics design, website design, and teaching computer literacy. Her background is rooted in ancient China. Her family is from the provincial capital of Nanking. This has been a difficult period. Hard for her to concentrate on just business when the two countries that she loves have been hovering on the edge of uncertainty. News of a seeming resolution has put her at peace.
I don't want two governments or two countries fight each other or have any misunderstanding. So I'm so happy.
Yes, I worry that,
Optometrist Dr. Lin Takun, Chinese American, had no ambiguity about what he felt.
Well, I'm glad that things will work out beautifully. I mean, that means diplomacy works, and I'm glad that our guys are coming home and everything's worked out peacefully.
Richard Wang is a Chinese student who can now breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried, especially I study here in the United States. Yeah, I'm kind of worried, but now, I think everything is fine.
There's, of course, that famous Chinese saying of the journey of 1,000,000 miles beginning with one small step. Well, here, after what happened today, it is being viewed as that first small step on that new long journey to harmonious relations between the two countries in the years to come. Live in the heart of Houston's Chinese community, I'm Bob Boudreau, 13 Eyewitness News.
And you can let us know what you think about how this political standoff has been handled. While it wasn't an all-out apology, was it right for the U.S. to say the word sorry to China about anything? Take part in our web opinion poll by logging on to ABC13.com, and we will show you the updated results later in this newscast.
So now that the 24 Americans are coming home, we expect them to arrive in Hawaii by early tomorrow. The official welcoming ceremony will likely be held in Washington State later this week. A meeting between the two governments is scheduled for April 18th, 1 week from today. And among the topics discussed there will be the return of the EP-3 aircraft. Eyewitness News is your